You're juggling more than any generation of mothers before you. Work, family, technology, expectations, and a world that never seems to stop buzzing. Every day, you're told to do it all while you're up against these invisible forces: chemicals, pollution, radiation, ultra processed food. What else is there? EMFs and digital overload. In this episode, I want to talk to you, not at you, about what's really happening around us. I want you to know how the modern chemical and digital age is reshaping our health, and how these new exposures are affecting fertility, pregnancy, our babies' developing bodies, and our children's brains. And most importantly, what you can control, even when so much feels like it's out of our hands, right? But God never asks us to control the world. He asks us to seek wisdom, to get understanding of the times we live in, and to guard what's been entrusted to us. So if you've ever wondered what's really shaping your family's health and what you can do about it, you'll find the answers here. I want you to grab your notebook, let's lean in and get ready to see your world a little differently. This one might just change how you live. Hi friends, welcome to Start Living Sustainable. I'm your host, Cynthia Harvey Brown. In this podcast, I'm going to help you discover sustainable ways to improve your overall health and well-being in your home. And I'm going to show you how to do this without spending a lot of time or money, all in partnership with God. Yes, if you're ready to show yourself some love, experience a new level of wellness, build faith, and align your values with God's vision for your life, then you're in the right place. Pour out the diet soda, and we should talk about those yoga pants. Let's have some serious fun in today's episode. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into it. If you've been listening to this podcast, Start Living Sustainable, for any length of time, and you're quietly wondering, where do you even start? This is where. Inside my Healthy Home and Body Audit session, I'll walk beside you step by step through the process of identifying and removing those silent toxins in your home. And I'll share with you some of the daily routines that will eliminate that threat. It's not about fear. Let me just say that right out front. It's about empowerment. You can visit startlivingsustainable.com/coaching. That's startlivingsustainable.com. And you can book your audit session with me right now while spots are still open and available. Now, I want to share with you that I've lived through a few eras of what we didn't know. In the 80s, convenience was considered progress. The brighter, the cleaner, the fresher it smelled, the better. We reheated leftover foods in plastics. We sprayed aerosol to freshen the house. I had 3 brothers, so we used a lot of that stuff. And no one asked what those ingredients were doing to our health. We just trusted the label. Fast forward to the 2000s, here I am teaching fashion and sustainability at a college, and one of my students only wore white clothing. When I investigated it and talked to her a little bit more, her answer stopped me cold. She was avoiding the dyes and the chemical finishes used in clothing manufacturing, impacting her body. That one conversation, it opened a whole new world of research for me. I discovered that formaldehyde, flame retardants, PFAS, those forever chemicals, are still being used every day in our clothing, even in babies' wear and bedding. Until then, I had a little bit of an idea, but it hit home for me how something as simple as a t-shirt could add to the toxic load our bodies already carry. That helped change everything for me. I'd been teaching and creating fashion for years. How could the average mother possibly know what she's bringing into her home? That's why I care so deeply for moms, especially those with little ones. Understand what's really hiding behind labels. Our children deserve to grow up without hidden toxins woven into their daily lives. When was the last time that you held your child close and you realized you're the first line of defense between them and everything, seen and unseen? So let's talk about what's standing in the way of so many mothers getting to the other side of this and what power you still hold despite it all. Because before you can protect your family, you have to see what's really out there. And that starts with understanding these modern invisible threats and how they sneak into your home. The threat is real. Let's just be honest. We live in a synthetic world. Since WW2, over 80,000 synthetic chemicals have been introduced into our world. Think about it. Today, we also live surrounded by invisible electromagnetic fields from our phones, our tablets, Wi-Fi, and the wearables on our wrist, right? We don't fully know the long-term effects yet, but early research is suggesting already that it's changing our biology in quiet, cumulative ways. So no, you're not imagining it. The fatigue, the headaches, the hormone chaos, it's not just stress. It's exposure, knowing that can really weigh heavy on us. But the truth is, it's not just the chemicals around us, it's the pressure we put on ourselves. When we talk about the emotional load that so many modern moms carry and how it influences their thoughts, after all, you're managing work, you're managing childcare, the screens on the tablets, the TVs, and the computers, diets, and what is safe and what's not safe, all while the world tells you to relax. It's too much for one person to hold alone, but here's the grace in this. You were never meant to carry it alone in the first place. And this is where we often get stuck, feeling responsible for everything. But that's not the full story. Realistically, you have more influence than you think. Let's look at what's actually within your control. You can choose the air your family breathes, the food that fuels your bodies, the cleaning products that touch your skin. You can reduce what comes into your house chemically, digitally, and emotionally. Every mindful swap that you make is a declaration: I will not be powerless in the face of this world. You can't unplug the satellites, but you can unplug the router overnight. You can't rewrite every ingredient list out there, but you can read them with discernment. You can't stop the storms, but you can create a calmer home that will give you assurance and peace of mind. And even with all the right tools and the safer swaps, there's still one thing that can make all the difference in the world, and that is wisdom, because discernment, it's like the compass that keeps us steady when information gets noisy, and there's a lot of noise out there. So let's talk about how faith gives us that blueprint. First of all, Proverbs 14:15 says, "The simple believe anything, but the prudent gives thought to their steps." You see, discernment doesn't mean panic. It means perspective. It's that pause before you buy, before you eat, before you click add to cart. That pause, that moment of thought is where wisdom lives. And once you start to see with that kind of clarity, something in you will shift. You stop reacting, you start building, you start creating the life that you want. Let's look at how prevention becomes peace, one small intentional step at a time. And let's be real. You don't have to perfect your home, but I recommend that you start with one thing: your water, your air, your laundry, your light exposure. You see, God honors progress, not perfection. And every intentional choice that you make, every filtered breath, every clean, wholesome meal, every unplugged night is an act of love for your family. If nothing else, I want you to take this away. You now know that unseen toxins and signals in our homes and our bodies are shaping our health and well-being. You've heard how the digital and the chemical worlds have changed faster than our biology can adapt. And you've seen that wisdom, not worry, is the path forward. So ask yourself, What's the one thing within my control that can make a lasting difference? You see, God is not the author of confusion. He's the giver of light, and that light doesn't just expose, it equips us. And you're not here listening by chance. You're here because He's inviting you to protect what's sacred to you, your health, your children, your peace. My generation faced invisible toxins. Yours not only face invisible toxins, but faces invisible waves, radiation, blue light, EMFs, AI ads, and distractions that never seem to stop. You're parenting in a world of constant input, constant stimulation, and constant noise. And still, you show up, you nurture, you try, and that deserves acknowledgement. But acknowledgement alone won't protect your health. Action will. If you're ready to take the next step, I'll walk with you. There's a direct link below to book your healthy home and body detox audit. You can do that today at startlivingsustainable.com, because choosing wisdom in this synthetic world we live in isn't about fear of what's out there, okay? It's about having faith in what's possible for you in your own home, right there where you are. This is your moment to choose life, and you can do it one intentional step at a time. Next week on the show, we're taking that awareness and putting it into action, looking at what's actually sitting in your shopping cart, on your shelves, or on your shopping list, because once you start seeing clearly, you'll never shop the same way again. Thank you for joining me here today. I want you to join in the conversation. Leave a comment on Start Living Sustainable. That's our social media handle. And share this episode with a friend or another mother that you know who needs to hear it. I'll see you back here next week at Start Living Sustainable.